how can I get nutritious meals on the table in a short period of time that will allow all of us to eat the same dish? Could you please help me?
My name is Sergeant First Class Rene Marquis, a 5-star military chef. My mission is to travel around this great country and rescue you and your family from the same old boring dinners. Today I'm going to train Mom to make herb-crusted pork tenderloin with quinoa and fennel pilaf, glazed carrots, and sautéed hominy. Fall in for dinner boot camp. So you have tough challenges making dinner for your family. Why is that?
I do. Because of our dietary restrictions, I have a son that cannot have nuts at all. I have a finicky eater. He's my youngest. My husband is lactose intolerant.
Oh my God.
But I'm gluten-free.
Wow.
So that's a lot.
Well, today's your lucky day. You're going to boot camp. I'm here to teach you how to make a great meal for your family using none of those ingredients.
All right.
All right, the very first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make some quinoa pilaf. And we're just gonna put our olive oil into a pan. We've got 1.5 cups of quinoa. We're gonna add our basic mirepoix once our pan gets hot of carrots, celery, and onions.
Okay.
And then I've got a little bit of chopped fennel here. It's minced fennel. It's gonna add a very nice flavor to this quinoa.
That'll be interesting. I've never used fennel before in my
Never
cooking.
used fennel. Excellent.
No.
It's another root vegetable. It comes in a bulb. A lot of people refer to it as anise or licorice flavoring.
Okay. I've heard of that, yes.
So we're just gonna add our quinoa. We have our vegetables in there. And all we're gonna do is we're just gonna toast the quinoa with the oil as we saute the vegetables. So the quinoa is lightly toasted. So now we're just gonna add our vegetable stock to this. Basically now what's gonna happen is we're just gonna put a lid on this and put it in the oven and forget about it.
Oh, you put it in the oven.
We're gonna take, that's classical way to make the pilaf style. So we're gonna take this, we're gonna put it in here for about 15 minutes. We've got our pork tenderloin. The silver skin has already been removed. And basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna use a little bit of olive oil. And you can see that the pan is already getting hot because it's starting to race around the pan.
Right.
We just wanna over season the outside of the pork tenderloin, and we wanna flip it over like so. We're exaggerating the seasoning we're putting on because some of the seasoning is gonna sit and stick to the pan.
Oh, I see.
And some of the seasoning will come off when we put it in the oven. As it's roasting, the juices will run from the pork and cause it to come off. So we're just gonna sear the pork tenderloin on all sides. Meanwhile, we have our fresh herbs that have already been chopped. You can see that one's rosemary. It's very earthy, very woody. Chopped basil.
Basil,
That's the sweet aspect of the herbs. That's our sage.
All of it smells great.
And then parsley is just more for color. And it's also gonna, blend in with the other herbs. We're basically just gonna take our pork and we're gonna put it on our sheet pan here. You see we're getting that nice color on there?
Right.
We're sealing in the juices to the meat. And you can see we've lost some of the seasoning in the pan.
Exactly.
But that's okay. I don't like to do dishes. So we're gonna save this pan because we're gonna need it again today.
Okay.
All we wanna do is get these egg whites and moisten the outside of the pork tenderloin. When we take this, we're just gonna roll it in the herbs, and you're gonna see the herbs are gonna stick. Just like so. All right, let's do one more. You got a big family. We're gonna make 2 of these. I don't want them to say, Chef, we're hungry.
I know, we need more.
So our pork is in there, our quinoa is in there. The glazed carrots is another classical recipe. We're just gonna melt some butter. You see there's a half a stick of butter here. We're gonna add our carrots to the butter, and we're just gonna cook these carrots from start to finish in the stock, in the butter, and with a little bit of sugar.
All right. What type of stock? Chicken?
This is vegetable stock again.
Okay, all right.
And we're adding a little bit of salt and white pepper. Real simple. And then we've got our tablespoon of sugar. These will cook very slowly. We want them to cook in this liquid. As you can see, they're submerged.
Right.
That's the perfect amount of liquid you want. So we're gonna put those back here on the fire.
Okay.
And the last thing we have to do is make our hominy. We're just gonna add some diced bacon. So we're just gonna saute this bacon. You can see it's starting to smell good.
Smells real good.
Kids are trying to see what's going on. We're just gonna add our shallots now. Now we can add our hominy. And you can see that the liquid is starting to deglaze the pan, if you would. And that's all the flavor. That's exactly what you want to see. You want to see the bottom of the pan. So we got to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper there. So now we're just going to take this, turn it off the fire a little bit. We want to add our tomatoes when there's not much heat because we don't want to overcook the tomatoes.
I see.
There really is a garnish. They add some nice color to the dish, and the acid brings a little bit of good flavor to the dish.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We're gonna take our pork out of the oven now, so it can rest. It needs to rest. You can see how nice the colors are. It's golden brown, and we just want to let this rest before we slice it so it doesn't bleed.
And that's all the flavor would come out.
The juices.
The juices. Okay,
because what happens is when you're roasting it, all the juices run away from the heat, which runs to the center of the meat. When the meat gets a chance to rest, it relaxes and the juices go back throughout the meat.
Okay.
So our hominy is done. We're gonna put it right on our plate. And then our carrots, you can see the liquid's almost gone, and you can see how thick the liquid is. It's like a syrup now. And we'll swap this out for the quinoa. That's beautiful.
Everything smells great too. Looks good and smells good. Now this will be interesting to see how they eat that.
How they eat that?
It's a different color.
But you guys eat quinoa pasta already, right?
Yeah, we do.
We're gonna take one of our pork tenderloins and we're just gonna place it on the plate here. This is considered the tail end, this is considered the butt end. And you can see the grains that run that way. So all we're gonna do is slice this on a bias, slice it on an angle. So there we have it. We have our hominy, our glazed carrots, our quinoa pilaf, and a beautifully roasted pork tenderloin. And we're just gonna squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon juice on the carrots.
That looks wonderful. I'm
with
excited.
the fresh herbs on it. Doesn't need a sauce. Hopefully the kids won't want to put ketchup on it.
Right.
Let's go enjoy dinner.
Let's do it.
Excellent. If you liked what you saw today, subscribe to CafeMom Studios on YouTube. I'm Chef Rene Marquis, and we'll see you next time.